Hey man, let me make something clear from the very beginning. Planting doubt isn't manipulation when it's rooted in truth. It's not about playing with her head. It's not about games, it's about balance. Because when a woman becomes too certain of your presence, too comfortable with your energy, too sure that you'll be there no matter how she acts, respect begins to fade. Comfort turns into complacency. And the only way to reset that dynamic without saying a word, you plant doubt. The right way, the calm way, the way that says, I love you, but I'll never beg for you. You don't do this with silence dipped in bitterness. You don't ghost her out of spite. You don't start ignoring her like a child throwing a tantrum. No, you do it like a man, by reclaiming your focus. You stop texting instantly. You stop being hyper available. You let her feel your absence not as punishment, but as a reminder you have a life that doesn't revolve around her. Doubt isn't built by yelling or demanding she recognize your value. It's built when your actions no longer scream, I'm always here. It's when she starts noticing your pattern has changed. Your tone is calmer, your availability is rarer, you're not cold, you're focused, you're not gone, you're busy. And that quiet shift, that subtle withdrawal of constant validation, it echoes. She'll start to notice. And at first, she might test harder, a delayed text, a colder tone, a random post to get your attention. But this is where most men break. They react, they chase, they try to fix it, not you. You stay grounded. You give her space. You give her mystery. You give her something she hasn't felt in a while, uncertainty. Because doubt, when done right, isn't about making her fear you've left. It's about making her wonder what happened to the man who used to chase me. It's not cruelty, it's correction. Because she got too used to the man who over-communicated, who texted every morning, who dropped plans for her convenience. Now, he's calm, he's unreadable, he's moving in silence. You want to shake the foundation? Stop explaining yourself. When she asks, is something wrong? You don't give her a 3-paragraph emotional essay. You say, I'm just focused right now. And then you stay focused. You let her feel that emotional boundary. You let her feel that she's not entitled to your attention just because she once had it. That's how you retrain her perception. Doubt makes her question if she still has emotional power. It makes her reflect on how she's been treating you. It forces her to replay the moment she took you for granted. And that reflection, that's what causes respect to rebuild. Because now, you're no longer the man orbiting her. You're the man she's trying to figure out again. She starts texting more, asking more questions, getting emotional out of nowhere. That's the shift. That's her realizing she doesn't fully own your mind anymore. And the more you stay in control, emotionally composed, physically consistent, energetically centered, the more she begins to lean in. Not because you manipulated her, but because you reminded her you are a man first, her man second. The goal isn't to punish her, the goal is to wake her up, to remind her that your attention is not a subscription, it's a privilege. And when you stop handing it out on autopilot, she begins to earn it again. You want to know when she starts seeing you as high value again? When you stop needing her to. Doubt is planted when your behavior says, I'm good either way. Not cold, not dismissive, but indifferent to disrespect. When you stop checking her story, when you stop double texting, when you no longer explain your silence, when your time becomes so invested in building your empire that she has to wonder when she'll hear from you again. That wondering, that's your new power. And the best part, you don't have to say anything. Your energy changes. That's all. And women pick up on energy faster than they admit. They know when you've pulled your heart back. They know when you've stopped worshipping them. And they know when you've gone quiet. Not because you're angry, but because you've realigned with yourself. This isn't about making her insecure. This is about balancing the scales. She got used to being adored, no matter how she acted. She got used to you chasing while she gave less and less. Now you're not angry, you're unavailable. Now you're not arguing, you're busy. And that contrast, it forces her to question the very foundation she built her comfort on. When you plant doubt the right way, she starts showing up differently. Softer, more feminine, more effort, more intention. Because now, she's trying to keep the version of you she once thought she could take for granted. She's realizing you're not glued to her anymore. You're rooted in your mission, and don't be surprised if she gets emotional. Doubt is uncomfortable for her. It's her realizing she's not as in control as she thought. It's her understanding that she needs to step up. And if she doesn't, if she doubles down on entitlement and disrespect, then the doubt did its job. It showed you exactly who you're dealing with. You see, when you plant doubt with discipline, you expose truth. And truth always serves the man who can handle it. Either she rises to meet your energy, or she reveals that she was never meant to match it. But in either case, you win. Because now, you're no longer chasing her behavior, you're watching her response. This is where men separate themselves. Most fold. They break silence too soon. They reach out when the discomfort builds. Not you. You trust your pullback. You trust the silence. You trust that your peace will do the talking. And the man who can sit in that tension without flinching, he becomes unforgettable. Planting doubt isn't evil, it's evolution. It's the moment you step out of emotional slavery and back into sovereignty. It's you showing her, I'm not going to beg you to see my value. I'll simply stop giving it until you remember what it's worth. You are the prize. But only if you stop acting like her emotional employee. Only if you stop handing out attention like it's owed. Only if you stop rewarding low effort with high availability. The second you pull that energy back, doubt blooms. And that bloom, that's where the dynamic flips. So plant it gently, plant it calmly, plant it not because you want to hurt her, but because you refuse to hurt yourself anymore. And watch how fast she starts chasing the version of you she thought she had forever.